Hello, good morning, students. I am Manish, your English teacher, and today I am here to discuss with you and to teach you the next topic, which is in our syllabus, that is literary device. Dear students, you might have studied in your junior class about literary device or poetic device, or it's also called figure of speech and a rhetorical device. But I think you might have studied the limited poetic device, whatever was there in the syllabus in the poetry. Now there are some more literary devices which are used by the author or the poet in the work of fiction and the poetry. So here we shall discuss some more very common and used poetic device. So first of all, I would like to request all of you to pay attention and understand the topic. For some of you, it might be a new topic. So, first of all, the literary devices are interesting when you read them. You might come across them in the poetry or some work of fiction, and they are also useful when you write them in the writing section. That might be your article or story or any other writing. So what is the importance of literary device? Why do the author or the poet use them? And I think you might be knowing that in order to make the story or poetry interesting, effective, to remove the dull or monotony in the reading, the author or poet use them. Because once a literary device is used in the poem or any kind of work of fiction, it gives a special effect to that poem or story. So as you can see on the screen, a figure of speech is a rhetorical device that achieves a special effect by using words in a distinctive way. So there are many poetic device or literary device you can see on the cards, oxymoron and many others are written. So figurative language that has meaning beyond the literal meaning is also known as figure of speech. First poetic device, that is simile. It's an expression comparing one thing to another using the words like or as. And examples you have: my dog is as smelly as dirty socks. Another examples you have: he ran like a cat lightly and quietly. So the person is given the quality of a cat. He is compared with a cat. Next, her blue mood passed as quickly as an afternoon rain shower. So the way in the afternoon the rain shower passed and sunshine took place, same way the sad mood of the person passed. So dear student, this way you can see, you can make your own simile. You can understand that whenever a comparison is done using like or as, then there is poetic device simile. Next is metaphor. A metaphor also is a comparison of two unlike things, but without using the words like or as. In simile, we use the word like or as for comparison, whereas in metaphor, we do not use them. We compare without using like or as. Example you have, he was a statue waiting to hear the news. So he was a statue means he behaved like a statue. Next, she was a mother hen trying to take care of everyone around her. She was a mother hen means as the hen takes care of the chicks, same way the lady about whom taught, she behaves like a mother hen. Some more poetic device of metaphor examples are given here. It's not very clear, but I can read for you. Your friend George is just a big baby. Then next one is, you are my guardian angel. Next one is, Johnny's mouth is one huge metal factory. His students are puppets on a string. So there are many examples of metaphor. You can understand, you can make your own. Now, next one is hyperbole. What's hyperbole? It's an obvious exaggeration or overstatement. So when we exaggerate about something, when somebody uses exaggeration in the speech, that is hyperbole. Example, I am so hungry I could eat a horse. That means the person is so hungry that he can eat a big amount of food. So like this you can make many other example. Okay, another example I can make for you. The boy is so tall that he could reach the sky. The boy is so tall that he could reach the sky. He is so powerful he can lift the mountain. So these are the example of hyperbole. Next is personification. So personification is when a writer gives human qualities to animals or object. So when human qualities are added to animals or object, that is personification. Example, my car drank the gasoline in one gulp. The cat laughed. The newspaper headline glared at me. The fan was smiling at me. The TV winked its eye at me. So, like this, you can also go through many other examples of personification. Next one is onomatopoeia. Now, what is this? Onomatopoeia is a word that imitates the sound it represents. So, the way sound is spoken, same way it is written. For example, crunch, zap, tick tock, whoosh, boom, tap, 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 splash when something is put into liquid. So this sound comes. So like this, there are many example. Beep of the mobile. Next one is imagery. Now what is imagery? It is used when a writer invokes the five senses. The words or sentence which appeals to our five senses, then there is poetic device imagery used in the poem or fiction. Example, the smell reminded him of rotting tomatoes. When I say the word rotting, that means he is visualizing the picture of red color of rotting, smelling tomato. The fence was uneven like baby teeth. So you can imagine you have the picture of baby teeth. So that way the fence, the boundary was like that. Like this, many examples of imagery are there. So whenever the author or the poet uses the words which appeal to our five senses, one of the five senses, then there is poetic device imagery. Next one is foreshadowing. Now what is foreshadowing? When important hints are given before narrating some incident, some event, some consequence. So there are some important hints given by the poet or the author, and then the action take place. So that is foreshadowing. So it's written here, important hints that an author drops to prepare the reader for what is to come and help the reader anticipate the outcome. So based on the hints, the readers can anticipate what would be the consequence of the hint. For example, a pipe is going to burst. But before it does, the author writes a scene where the family notices a small dark spot on the ceiling but ignores it. So, a family is sitting in the house and they see a small dark spot on the roof and they are ignoring it. And after that, some plaster from the roof falls on the ground and then the pipe bursts. So, he creates this kind of situation, that is foreshadowing. Next one is alliteration. Now what is alliteration? It is the repetition of the same consonant sound in words occurring near one another. Example, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Sally sells seashells by the seashore. Come and clean the chaos in your closet. Some smug slug. So there are many examples given for your reference. Last one I read. Go and gather the green leaves on the grass. So these are the examples of alliteration. Now next one is allusion. What is allusion? Allusion is a casual reference to a famous historical or literary figure or event. So referring to a famous person or figure, that is allusion. Example, if it doesn't stop raining, I am going to build an ark. What's an ark? Ark was the big ship made by Noah. So the Ark of Noah, you might have heard the story, was the movie. My sister has so many pets, I am going to call myself Old MacDonald. Now you might have heard the poem Old MacDonald had a farm. So therefore reference to MacDonald is given here. I was surprised his nose was not growing like Pinocchio's. Now Pinocchio is the fictional character in the story. Whenever he spoke lie, his nose used to grow. So like this the references are given to famous popular character. So that is allusion. Then some more examples are given for your reference. You can refer to them. Next one is paradox. So paradox reveals something true which at first seems contradictory. So what is paradox? Something reveals true at first which seems contradictory. Example, he was a brave coward. He was a brave coward. So both the words are contradictory, but it's true. When you win all the time, you lose. You can save money by spending it. I know one thing that I know nothing. So you might see that the words are contradictory, but they are true. This is the beginning of the end. This is the beginning of the end. Deep down, you are really shallow. So all these are the examples of paradox. Next, symbolism. So symbolism is using an object or action that means something more than its literal meaning. So symbolism, using it in the poetry more than, for example, we had read the poem, the ball poem. So in the ball poem, the ball was the symbol. It is used symbolically for the childhood or the precious valuable things. Here the Statue of Liberty used for freedom. Roses stand for romance. Violet flower represents shyness. Lilies stand for beauty and temptation. So these are the example. This is how the poets and author, the writer, they use symbolism in their poetry and work of fiction. Next is idiom. Idiom is an expression with a meaning different from the literal meaning of the words. Example, I got cold feet before my speech. I got cold feet, that means I was scared. Next, my boss gave me the green light. That means my boss said yes. My boss gave me green signal. Next, draw the curtains means close the curtains. Put the lights out, that means turn off the lights. So these are the examples of idiom. Next one is oxymoron. So oxymorons are two opposite terms or words put together in a sentence. Example, a peaceful war. Now how can the war be peaceful? A generous cheapskate. Generous, someone who is very generous, and cheapskate, someone who is very miser. Next, dark sunshine, tragic comedy, virtual reality, unbiased opinion, definite maybe. So these are the two opposite terms used together, placed together. That is oxymoron. Many examples are there. Keep moving, only choice, original copies. So you can understand very well. Next poetic device is euphemism. Now what's euphemism? It's a polite word or phrase used in place of one that may be too direct, unpleasant or embarrassing. So instead of these direct, unpleasant or embarrassing words, some polite word or phrases are used. That is euphemism. Example, pass away. For example, he passed away. So instead of saying that he died, we can say, or we say, he passed away. Let go. The boss let go the employee. That means fired, sent away. He used pre-owned cars. So pre-owned means used cars, second-hand car. So instead of saying directly used or second-hand, the proper word we can say pre-owned cars, pre-loved cars. Like this, there are many other examples given for your reference. Okay. Next one is cliche. Now what's cliche? Poetic device. It is an expression that has lost its power or originality from overuse. So again and again, many times these expressions are used and therefore it seems that they are not original. They have lost their power. They have lost their originality. For example, easy as pie. For example, some people can use it. They can say that playing basketball for me is easy as pie. Talking a mile a minute. Quiet as a mouse. He behaves quiet as a mouse. They all lived happily ever after. So all these are the expressions that everybody uses them in their daily life. Read between the lines. Your teacher tells you again and again to read between the lines. That means to find out the hidden meaning, the explicit meaning which is not given there. Fall head over heels. To fall in love with someone suddenly. Waking up on the wrong side of the bed, that means to have bad mood, waking up in bad mood. So all these are the examples or expressions which have lost their originality because they are used over and over, again and again. Pun. Now another poetic device, pun. That is a humorous play on words, often involving double meanings. So a humorous play on words which involves double meaning. It has got two meaning. For example, frog parking only. All others will be taught. Frog parking only means reserve parking. Parking is only for the customers, and all the others vehicle will be towed. So towed here means the vehicle will be towed by the company and taken somewhere else. So it has got two meaning. One is the frog and second one is towed. So towed has got the meaning that towing of the vehicle. A man stole a case of soap from the corner store. He made a clean getaway. Another example. So he made a clean getaway. He made a clean getaway means he escaped without being caught. And second meaning you can use that he cleaned the exit gate. Next, I really wanted a camouflage shirt, but I couldn't find one. The grammarian was very logical. He had a lot of comma sense. So instead of saying common sense, comma sense. A bicycle can't stand on its own bicycle because it is too tired. Now too tired, it has got two tire. Else another meaning is it is tired. So it's playing on words. A pessimist blood type is always B negative. So already pessimist means negative. Next is anaphora. What is anaphora? So in writing or speech, the deliberate repetition of the first part of the sentence in order to achieve an artistic effect is known as anaphora. Example, every day, every night, in every way, I am getting better and better. So you can see the word every and every is being used again and again. Next, my life is my purpose, my life is my goal, my life is my inspiration. So these are the example of anaphora. Next is assonance. So this figure of speech is similar to alliteration because it also involves repetitions of sound, but this time it's vowel sound. So repetition of vowel sound is called assonance, and repetition of consonant sound is called consonance. So there is another poetic device, consonance also. Assonance is repetition of vowel sound and consonance is repetition of consonant sound. Here we have the example. On a proud round cloud in white high night, fire at the private eye hired to pry in my business. Hear the mellow wedding bells by Edgar Allan. All these are the examples of assonance. Next one is apostrophe. So in literature, apostrophe is a figure of speech, sometimes represented by an exclamation or exclamatory marks or exclamation such as "oh." So a writer or speaker using apostrophe speaks directly to someone who is not present or who is dead, or speaks to an inanimate object. That is apostrophe, usually used in the drama. Shakespearean's drama, you would see a lot of apostrophes are used. This is the example also taken from Julius Caesar. So when Julius Caesar died, that time Mark Antony was saying this: "Is this a dagger which I see before me? The handle toward my hand. Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. So you can see the exclamation mark is put there. Another example, feet, don't fail me now. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. So all these are the example of apostrophe. Already you saw in the definition, using apostrophe speaks directly to someone who is not present, or someone who is dead, or speaking to an inanimate object, that you can see here the examples. So here we have finished the different types of poetic devices which are used usually in our poem, poetry, and work of fiction. Okay, thank you very much. If you have any problem, any doubt, again you can discuss with me. Okay, we can continue whatever your doubts, your problem. Goodbye. And please like, subscribe, and share this video. Share this as much as you can, because it is going to help the other students also, those who are not joining online class, or those who have no access to good teachers, good study material. So please like and subscribe my channel and share it as much as you can. Goodbye, good luck, be safe, be studious and happy.